All right, guys, it's Jahlon, and today I want to talk about content creation. Specifically, I want to talk about being a streamer. And I don't care what platform you're on. You can be on Twitch, Facebook Gaming, YouTube Gaming, you can be on D Live, you can be on one of the smaller ones. It absolutely doesn't matter. I'm not going to be giving you technical tips and tricks. I'm going to be talking philosophy. You want to be a streamer? Maybe it's because it's something you've always wanted to do. Maybe it's because your financial situation is beating you up and you need to put extra money in your pocket. Great, doesn't matter. Either reason why you want to do it, you still need to learn some basic stuff. One of those basic things is up there in the upper right-hand corner. I talked about the 2 E's of content creation. I'm going to give you the punchline so you don't even need to go watch the video. You either need to be educational or you need to be entertaining. Once you know that, you've gotten over the first hurdle. Now here's the second hurdle. I have the microphone, I have the camera, but I am not the most important person in my streaming, career. I think I have a leg up on a lot of other content creators that are trying to help you, and that's I have a background in leadership. So I want to tell you the most important thing you're going to look up today is a TED Talk that was given by Derk Sivers. It is a 3-minute TED Talk on the first follower, leadership lessons from a dancing guy. This was actually curriculum material from officer training school at the United States Air Force officer training school down at Maxwell, Alabama. It does not matter how good of a leader you are if nobody is willing to follow you. And that translates directly 1-for-1 into being a Twitch streamer. Not getting to 100, not getting to 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 followers. Getting that first follower. Let's just take a quick look over here at Twitch and how bad markets are saturated. We look at Among Us. There are 68,000 people watching Among Us, and right off the bat, 24,000 of them belong to the very first channel, the very first row. In fact, to break into the top 2 rows right now, you need to be at 1,100 or more viewers. Let's just scroll down. To be in the top 3 is 600, top 4 is 388, top 5 is 240. So let me tell you, if you can't even get 1 follower at the moment, you're not getting discovered in Among Us. If we pop over to Phasmophobia, 21,000, first guy's got 3,000 of that. It takes almost 200 to break into the top 2 rows. Takes 140 to be in top 3, and as you scroll down, this just keeps getting more depressing for a small content creator. There is a ton of videos out there that are going to tell you which types of games to stream, when to stream, which markets to get into, which markets are saturated, and I don't want to duplicate those efforts. I want to tell you, you need to figure out how to get a cornerstone of people that are willing to watch you so you can grow from there. Now, there's really 4 easy ways to get some followers. You've got friends, you've got family. If you're a gamer, you should have some guildmates, and then you have your phone. Friends and family. A lot of you don't want to tell your friends and family that you're a streamer. And my only question is, why not? If you are afraid that your friends and family aren't going to support your streaming career when you get started, then it's time to get rid of some of those friends because they're not your friends anyway. And it's maybe time to evaluate whether or not your family is toxic or supportive. I can tell you right now, I never started off streaming to 0 people because I had a group of people who wanted me to start streaming. So every night that I streamed, I had 8 to 13 people there right off the bat. Friends, family, guildmates, people that wanted to come in and hang out. I've grown from somewhere in the 8 to 13 range to somewhere reliably to the 75 to 150 range. Does that mean I could support myself from my streaming money? No, not yet. I'm not at the point where I could be self-sufficient with my streaming money. But that's not what I'm trying to get to. That's not my goal, so I don't have that custom tailored lane. The other thing is I said guildies. If you're starting off streaming, you're probably playing games with a group of people called your guild. And if you tell them, hey, I'm going to start streaming, they'll probably join in for a little bit for the laughs. But the important part is when they join in for the laughs, They're helping move you up those rows. Now, obviously, like I said, we're not going to dismiss that content other people have made about which game is saturated and which game isn't. Obviously, if it's Saturday night, you don't want to try to be playing Among Us or Phasmophobia if you are trying to grow as a brand new streamer, because no one's going to find you. But maybe the game you already play and you enjoy is smaller and you can break in there. Now, finally, I said phone. There is zero reason to ever be streaming to zero people. When you go and watch Derk Sivers' video and read his article, which you should do this, you're going to find out that the most scary, dangerous place to be is the first follower. Once you secure your first follower, it's easy to get more. So if you're streaming, go to your phone, watch your own stream from your phone, so your viewers is always one. That way, the first person who legitimately comes into your channel to watch your content isn't your first follower. They're actually your second follower. And when you watch the Sivers TED Talk, you'll understand that is a much safer place for people to be in. Now, if you guys have been to my channel, you know that I'm big on professional development. Behind me, you see the second bookshelf down. There's usually a bunch of books there. I wanted to bring these over to the desk tonight. I wanted to show you guys, I have a big stack of leadership books. In fact, this one is so important. I always like to have 2 copies of it around so I can take it with me. I recommend every single one of these books. Being a streamer is basically being a leader. You're trying to lead a group of people. You're trying to accumulate followers, and you're trying to be educational or entertaining, and you obviously have a message. I'm going to tell you guys this. I have 9 leadership books on my desk right here, and I have 19 books on content creation stored on my computer. I recommend every single one of these leadership books, and I don't recommend a single one of the content creation books, because leadership is a skill that is going to help you across the board, and tips and tricks books are only relevant for a few year period of time. So your goal for the end of 2020 is to start streaming. You want to be streaming before the ball drops on New Year's Eve. Here's the thing. Don't overthink it. Just start. Just get your OBS set up. And I recommend using OBS Studio. Don't use slobs. Don't use OBS Live. I recommend you straight use OBS Studio. If you want to know why, hit me up in the comments and we can talk about it. Don't worry about getting every single piece of art, every single piece of marketing, advertising, design, panel, whatever. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Get your mic set up, get your camera set up, get your display capture set up, and go. Because what are you waiting for? Number 2, the only other thing you need to prep before you start streaming is your daily list of things you want to talk about. Don't sit down at your desk, turn on your camera, turn on your mic, get everything going, and not have an agenda of things you want to talk about. List out 2 things, 3 things, 5 things, 10 things. In fact, I'll tell you, I knew I was doing a 4-hour show earlier today, and I didn't list out much. I didn't list out much. I listed out talking about the new alerts that I'm working on. I listed out the Stream Raiders PvP tournament actually moved to tomorrow instead of today. And then I talked about, not much else. I talked about sending out the new emotes to the Fiverr artist. Yesterday, I wrote down that I wanted to talk about problem solving and about how things come to you. And I wrote down, make sure to tell the tooth story. I also said to make sure to tell people that on Amazon Prime, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla gear was available. Now, I only have to list out 2 or 3 things. I just have to have a couple of, time fillers in case things go bad. But you're just starting. You should probably have 10 to 15 things you want to talk about. And honestly, who cares if you're just practicing speaking while you're streaming? Just start talking. Just start talking and keep talking in case somebody comes into your stream. Never let somebody land on your stream and not hear you talking for more than 10 seconds. Keep in mind, people are going to have to sit through a 30-second advertisement just to get to your channel. And when they land there, they're not going to want to sit there for any length of time without you talking. You should always be educational or entertaining. What's going to happen if you keep up with those things? If you invite your friends, you invite your family, you invite your guildies, some of them may actually talk back. Don't ever call out your lurkers. If there are 8 people watching your show and nobody is talking, ignore any advice that says call out your lurkers and get them involved. You're going to watch your number will plummet because they're hiding in the corners because they don't want to be the first follower. They don't want to be the first speaker. Until then, guys, I want your questions, your comments. Leave them down below. Join my Discord. You can hang out with me. We can talk. We can work on personalized feedback for your specific channel. But there are a lot of things I want to chop up over the next couple of months and talk about. And this is just how I'm going to knock it out. You guys take care. Next week is Thanksgiving week, so there may not be a video on Sunday. It's all going to depend on how the week falls. You guys take care. Enjoy turkey on the turkey day, and I will see you next time. What are you still doing here? Nobody ever stays this long. This is the end screen. Anyway, since you're still here, say thank you to all the patrons whose names are going up the right-hand side of the screen, and check out all the stuff that just appeared, like the other videos. Take care.